Jesus Resurrected. Mark chapter 15 tells us about the story of Jesus' death on the cross and his funeral. In Jesus' time, Israelite people put the dead into a tomb cut out of rock, and then closed the entrance with a large stone. After Jesus had died, Joseph of Arimathea went boldly to Pilate. When he received Jesus' body, he bought some linen cloth, took down the body, wrapped it in the linen, and placed it in a tomb. Then he rolled a stone against the entrance of the tomb. Today's story begins with the three women coming to Jesus' tomb a few days later since this event to anoint his body. It was very early in the morning of the third day since Jesus' death. They were on their way to the tomb. They were very afraid because the stone was too large for them to move, and they asked each other, "Who will roll the stone away from the entrance of the tomb?" They kept walking and finally arrived at the tomb. But when they looked up, they found somebody else already had moved the stone. They were shocked again inside the tomb. There they could not find Jesus' body. Instead, there was a young man dressed in a white robe sitting on the bed Jesus was laid. He said, "Don't be alarmed." And he said, "You're looking for Jesus the Nazarene, who was crucified. He has risen. He's not here. See the place where they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter, he is going ahead of you into Galilee. There you will see him just as he told you." Resurrection means Jesus' victory over death. It is an unreal story that someone overcomes death, so the women may have been alarmed at the angel's report. Look, Jesus left the stone open for the women who came to see him. All these things, a young man's waiting in the tomb, Jesus' promise that he would go into the Galilee ahead of them, were Jesus' clues for them to believe his resurrection. The women's experience is written in the Bible. The story they could tell nobody at the time was known to people. It seems they did not stay calm. They reported the story to the disciples and to somebody else. The news was delivered mouth to mouth, generation to generation, and finally to us here and now. When somebody experiences Jesus' resurrection, he or she would not keep just in their mind. Therefore, the Easter, the day of resurrection, is the day to share Jesus' words and the evidences of faith to others, not the day to share just the symbol of resurrection like Easter's eggs.